Hello, welcome back to a bit of a different video for today, because this is a new thing for me and I thought I'd post something really. So today I'm going to be going over my new shaving routine. As you can see, got a bit of stubble. Now this is usually as long as I let it grow, because I do like a clean shave. And the only time it ever gets longer than this is just when I forgot I can't be arsed. So this is where we're at now. You see. That's sort of the position we're at now. I'm just gonna wipe my memory down so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll just get some bits together and then I'll be back. Right, so what I do when I shave is most of my stuff Wilkinson Sword, because I just got a big pack of it, so it's just what I use. First thing I do is whack a bit of that on. Now I don't know if this can be mirrored when I upload it, so I'm going to read it out to you. It's Sensitive Shave Cream. Okay. Now it does say to put on after you shave, but what I do, what I should also point out, is fill your sink first so you don't get like cream everywhere. Right, so what I do, bit in your hand, just give that a quick mix up and put this all on your face. Now this is just, for me, this is what I do, because I've found that around my neck area I do cut quite a lot, but that's because my hair's quite sensitive down there and my skin's quite sensitive down there. So that's just what I do. So massage that in, and then you can have that all over your hand. So just wipe that all off. Your hands come dry. And then you just let that sit in for a bit, just to soak in. And what I also do is have a really hot shower and get it all over your face, just to soften up the hair around your face. That's what I do. I find it gives me a loads better shave. So just let that sink in for a bit. That'll do. And then you can leave it on, but what I choose to do is wash it off, which is what I've just done. Because this is just what works for me. Loads of different people out there have different ways of shaving, but this is how I do it. It is a bit of a faff, but compared to what I used to use, which is just a cheap Audi razor like that, you get a loads better shave doing it this way. Well, found anyway. So next step is to get your lather, and again, it's just Wilkinson Sword. Okay, and then the brush, nothing fancy over here, just whatever that is. Soak it in some nice hot water. I will come back to that. And then with this, what I do for a good lather is just get your hot water, turn it on, put it under it, and then I don't know if you can see, you got water sat on top of that. And then I also soak my brush again, and then I just do that, but fast and near the sink because it goes everywhere. Coating every bit of the brush, getting a nice lather going. You can see it's coming up quite nice there. This is probably not how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. Okay, so before you all complain in the comments, this is how I do it, this is what works for me. It might be wrong, but this is what works for me. So, get plenty of shaving soap all over your brush. Like that. Wash off that hand, and then we come over to your bowl. You can always go back to the soap if you find you haven't got enough, and then just see, like that's probably not enough. That's not a good enough lather for me. but it's a start. Get it all in there. I mean, you can jump back in the shower if you want after this as well, but I'm going to choose not to because I can't be arsed. A bit more on there. And then you can just go, look at that. I mean, you can also, with a Stylish Shave, just use a standard shave gel. You know, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. There we go. And then I also don't wash this off yet because in case I need to re-lather or something, I've still got some on my brush and in my bowl and you know all of that. So I'm not washing any of that off yet. And then you get your razor. Now I just use standard, whatever this is, Wilkinson Sword, blah de blah, and the razors are just Wilkinson Sword again because I've not experimented with any of the other blades or anything like that yet. I know you get people with these Edmund Jagger 900 quid razors, which to me, I don't know why you do that because how is it any different to this? But what do I know, eh? What do I know? So anyway, got your lather up, and then how I hold it is sort of like a pen, almost. It sort of depends where I'm shaving really, but then, and then I'm going to go with the mirror down here because it's a hell of a lot easier. There's no real way of me getting that on camera, so you just have to watch. Like that. Nice bit of hair on there. Wipe that off. You see? Clean shave. See where we've gone? We've gone down here, down here. See, this style of shave, it's a lot like, this is a weird comparison to make, but it's a lot like using a chainsaw or any saw of that matter. Just, you don't put any pressure on it, you just let the saw do what it's got to do. That's what I've found for my face. Again, this is all subjective to how you want to shave and whatnot, but this is what works for me. So I keep tapping the screen because it keeps dimming and I can't really see what I want. So. So you can hear me getting down to my neck now, which is, that's where I've just, I'll cut myself there. Oh, bloody hell. You see, for that part of my neck, I could feel it starting to cut in a bit. So I went that way instead of going down. That's, again, what works for me. So like there, I've gone like that. I've sort of cross-hatched it and I've cut myself there, but that's because I was being an idiot, that's my fault. Now I will point out I've probably done less than 10 shaves with this. So this is just a video on showing me how I do it, not how to do it. Do you know what I mean? This isn't an instructional video, it's just, you know, it's just, I thought I'd post something, you know what I mean? And we'll cover them up later, don't you worry about that. Now we go back on to doing the face. And this is probably the last shave this blade will do. Because I think I've done 3 shaves. No, it might be the last. But I can feel it getting a bit duller. Oh bloody hell, what the hell's happened here? Don't worry, that'll sort out. Now, I did have a spot right there, and it popped itself the other day, and I have just shaved over it, and it seems alright, so. Oh yeah, that was creepy. And that's basically it, and then I feel my chin. Make sure I've left nothing left, which I haven't. And then do that. And you come over here and you make sure everything's gone off your face. Right. And that's that. So now you're shaved, okay? That is like, see, I mean, that's a bloody close shave. Okay, and then what I do next is, this was shave cream. What I do next is I use aftershave lotion. Whack a bit of that on. And it's gonna sting like shit. Ah! But voila. Get that all worked in. Oh yeah. Like that. And usually I would shave before I go out, but because I'm not going out, I'm just shaving. And get that all off you. And then what I like to use, because I can, you know, I've just washed my hands in the sink, but I can still feel they're a bit slick. So I use Pears soap, because I find that Pears soap, as in that type of stuff, gets your hands dry. Like that. And then come over here, dry them off again, just get rid of that because that's annoying me. Again, I don't claim to be a pro, but I get a different shape every time I do it. And then the last step, which is the best step, some just more aftershave fragrance. Now, again, I'd usually do this before I go out, but I'm not going out. But I still want to, excuse me, I still want to smell nice. So, oh yeah. Ow! God, got it in a cut then. Bit more, but good luck. Now you don't have to slap yourself, but I find it better than rubbing it in. And then I'll do one more for good one. There we go. And now you smell gorgeous. You look good. Apart from that, you look gorgeous. And then the final steps is just cleaning everything off. So you brush, get that in the sink, rinse it out. Make sure you get inside the brush. And then if you've got a holder, whack in your holder, but I don't, so I just store it like that. Your bowl, get it around the sink, rinse it off, put your lid back on your aftershave so it doesn't spill everywhere. Okay, and then for your soap, I don't actually know how you clean them off, but this is how I clean off. So just dip in the sink, give it a shake, make sure all the water's gone off the top. Okay, lid back on. Sound. And then your sink. Scrub around the inside so you don't get any hair stuck. Put your aftershave back where it belongs. More quick, more dry off with your hands and your massive blood spot. And that's it. You are shaved, you are lotioned, you are fragranced. You feel on top of the world. At least I do anyway. Bloody good shave.